So moved to Cornwall about 10 years ago. We had the idea to move down here with the family, give them a better way of life, like a lot of people do, especially after COVID. I think we're going to get a lot of people moving down here. But we did that about 10 years ago. We moved to Pentuan, great little village. The children went out onto the beach every day. We had some ponies down there, some geese, and it was, you know, the good life. It was absolutely fantastic, and we were very happy down there for a few years. It was a great way of life.
If I take you back to 3 years ago, how did that all come about? How did you kind of get there?
Okay, well, I had a marriage split. You know, the same as a lot of people. Relationships can be hard sometimes, and people decide to walk away or you know, go their separate ways, which is absolutely fine. And you know, we decided to do that, and we'd got 3 young children. I was absolutely devastated. You know, upsets me now just thinking about it. But absolutely devastated. You know, to be displaced from my children when you want to give them the best and bring them up and guide them, love them, show them a way of life, to not be with them anymore was absolutely terrible.
And if you don't mind me asking, why was access restricted?
I think we got lost in the system, like a lot of couples do. There was a lot of mudslinging at the time, and you know, myself, hands up, you know, I dived into alcohol. I found that a way to try and, you know, ease the pain. A lot of guys do, a lot of people do, but yeah, it was a downward spiral for me, absolutely.
So how did you get yourself out of that rut? What was the process? How did you kind of get to where you are now?
Okay, so I was struggling with my mental health through that. I know that now, looking back. I was really struggling with my mental health, and on a daily basis I struggled to communicate with people, to be able to build relationships, grow relationships in the workplace, people around me. I was in a dead end, absolute darkness. It got that dark, I honestly contemplated that the world would be a better place without Clint. And, you know, it upsets me to even think that now, and it's hard for me to even say the word. But, you know, I had suicidal thoughts, and the thoughts were to completely not be here anymore. Nobody would mind if I wasn't, they wouldn't be bothered, and I would be gone.
Yeah. So what was that turning point where you just said to yourself, look, I'm gonna sort myself out?
I decided that the situation was temporary. For no matter how long it was going to be, whether it was going to be a couple of weeks, a couple of months, even years. I remember somebody saying to me in court that you do realise, Mr. Osborne, it could be a lot of years until you see your children, you know, and I was absolutely devastated by that. But I decided in my head the situation was temporary, and my way forward was to be as strong as I could for my children at a later date.
Men in general, with mental health and when they're low and when they're down, there's kind of a stigma around it. It's changed over the last few years.
Absolutely.
But there's always been a kind of man up sort of attitude. What would you say to people that are maybe going through these issues and are thinking man up, but really they should not man up and kind of do other things? What would you say to those sort of people?
Well, a lot of people know that I'm involved with the organisation Man Down. Man Down is, it was thought of by Ross and Brad a couple of years ago down in Falmouth, and they've grew that concept to around about 20 locations now in Cornwall. So unlike when I was really struggling, I believe there was nothing. I've only been down here about 10 years, so my friendship groups were very limited, and I felt I had nowhere to turn. But now we're in 2021, and you know, you can reach out and you can get help. You can walk into these meetings. Last night we had our second meeting in Mevergissi. Double figures, 12 guys, 12 brave guys walked through the door, and they came with their problems and their burdens, and by talking to each other, lifting each other, they went away with new friendship and a new beginning.
So if anyone wanted to come and attend one of your sessions in Mevagissey, how would they go about that?
They would just turn up. They would look at Man Down, Cornwall, and they would see where the meetings are. There's a meeting near you, absolutely. 20 locations over Cornwall. You know, you're not too far away from one. We actually had a gentleman come as far as Lou last night to join a meeting. You know, and he actually got something from it. And we're finding guys coming back again and again because they want to help others and they want to lift them. They don't want to go away and leave the group. They want to come back and help.
After you got the help you needed and you turn it around, what was it like reconnecting with your kids?
Absolutely fantastic. You know, they'd got older. They weren't children. They weren't toddlers. After 2.5 years, they're young adults. They're beautiful kids. So for me now, you know, I have a really bright future. I have access to my children when I want. They can communicate with me and talk to me. I can be there for them in their needy time, growing up as children. And, you know, that situation was temporary. Moving forward now, I can do everything a father would wish to do for them. I work really hard in the job that I do. I'm reinventing myself now with other business things, and I'm going on a journey, and I've not got that upset and darkness anymore. I can work at relationships now and be better as a man for everybody around me. Life's going good.